It all belongs. And it all belongs. And that's the mystery of Christ, is we're at different developmental stages, at different emotional states, at different periods of our life. Sometimes you're on the bottom, sometimes you're on the top, sometimes you don't know where you are. I'm a Christian, and I believe in Jesus because of all of the vast and varied ways I have met the resurrected Christ. And I meet people, and I ask them, like I did with you earlier, about their experiences with God and with Jesus. And I'm endlessly fascinated for all of the ways, if you were to write and try to make this a nice, neat script, you can't do it. How many of you have had very real experiences with who you would call Jesus, but if you were to stand up and talk about them, you would feel quite silly? And yet, you are as sure of those experiences as of anything in your life. And my experience is lots and lots and lots of people are shaped by experiences that they cannot articulate very fully. I actually think the passage in Acts where Peter has the sheet lowered down and it's filled with animals and he's supposed to kill it, and we're all like, what the? I actually think it's a very powerful story because our experiences of Jesus are often like that. 2 weeks ago, I was working with a friend, and we were in his office in Studio City. And we're working away at his desk, and all of a sudden I look up, and we're overlooking an intersection. I look up, and I see a woman get hit by a car. Like, hear it, see the car, and I get up, and I was like, I think I just saw someone get hit by a car. I think I just saw someone get hit by a car. And I stand up and sort of walk along the window trying to see, and I get it so I can see in front of a vehicle, and this girl had gotten hit by a car and thrown and landed with her head about 8 inches from another vehicle that was parked ready to turn. And so I run out through the office building, and I yell at some guy who's sitting there at a computer, like, call 911, in slow motion, call 911. And I run out the second-story parking garage and down to the street, and the guy who was driving the truck that had, with the tire was near her head, he's just gotten out and is sort of standing looking at his truck, and the guy who hit her is pulled up ahead, but isn't gotten out of the car, and there's nobody. And so I get down under the truck, and she's laying there, and she's saying, will somebody please tell me I'm going to be all right? Will somebody please tell me I'm going to be all right? Will somebody please tell me? And so I said, yes, you're going to be all right. Now take my hand. Okay, you got my hand? Now, you're going to be okay. So just breathe with me, okay? Because she wasn't breathing. Okay, now, just breathe with me. And just breathe. Take a little deeper breath. Okay, try another deep breath. Now, can you feel all the parts of your body? And she says, my leg. And I look down, and her leg is like flat. Like it's like the whole thing has been. And I said, okay, when you feel the pain, squeeze my hand. And when the pain's really bad, squeeze my hand even more. And she's starting to breathe a little bit more. And I say to her, she says, please call my boyfriend. So I said, where's your phone? And it's in her butt pocket. So I reach in, take her phone out of her butt pocket, and I go through, where's your boyfriend? Is he in your favorites? No, he's in contacts. So I get his name, and I call the guy, who immediately, he sounds on the phone like he thinks he's being punked, and halfway through me saying, hi, my name is Rob. Susanna has just been hit by a car. We think she's okay, but she wanted you to know. And partway through, he's like, wait! He realizes he's not being punked, this is real. And later, when I realized she was going to be okay, I thought later, I probably, you call him back and say, hey, your girlfriend just got hit by a car. That's bad news. The worst news, you're not in her favorites. So I'm going to let you work that out later. And then the guy who'd hit her walks up, and he says, is she okay? And my friend who's now directing traffic says, no, she's not okay. And the guy who hit her says, I was just coming home from my cancer treatment. As this experience sort of has stayed with me for the past couple of weeks, it was in some indescribable way holy and sacred. It had this this shared humanity. All of these people who don't know each other, who are just passing, because we're always just bouncing off each other like atoms, and all of a sudden you're holding hands with a stranger, and there's a woman right here who came up and started talking, and there's somebody helping here, and all of a sudden this intersection in the middle of a day on Ventura Boulevard is transformed into something else. And that's what happens, is people are trying to show that they're smarter and they're better and they're more accomplished, and all that is nice. But seeing is actually what it's all about. There will always be somebody smarter, and there will always be somebody more successful and somebody who has more money. There will with that sort of human quest, there'll always be somebody who can do whatever it is better. But I think that's probably why Jesus often talked about seeing and hearing, is anybody can see. And so it's an intersection, and a girl's just been hit. It's a whole bunch of strangers, and all of a sudden you see it for what it is. And everything slows down, and it becomes beautiful and holy and sacred. The ancient rabbi said that when Moses comes by, the bush has always been burning. Moses just stopped long enough to realize it. God just found somebody with a longer attention span. You're passing burning bushes every day, all through the day. And we're moving too fast, and we're preoccupied, and we're caught up in trying to get this person to fulfill our agenda, and we're missing it. Yeah, I have a good friend who came in the front door of my house 6 days ago. And he's going through one of those long, awful divorces that's in slow motion. You know, the kind that drag on forever and ever and ever, and they're kind of together and kind of not. And I don't know whether the marriage will survive or not. But Jesus rises and conquers death so that we can say to him, and I can say to him in my living room with him about this far off the ground, whatever this is, God is in this. And whatever this Friday is, a Sunday will come. And I don't have to rush to get him to Sunday. I can join him in Friday. I can sit with him in silence. I can sit with him in his agony. I can laugh and I can cry, and I can just be there in all of the awkwardness of it. And here is the twist on the whole thing. God is there too. And part of resurrection for me is in the ugliness and nastiness and death and destruction of the world. We have this calm, abiding, sure center that says Sunday is coming. What that does for us is it gives us great confidence and freedom to join people on Friday, because we don't have to have nice, neat answers and categories. We can simply join them there and be present with them because God is there too.